Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sam. Hi. Let's wait for 2 more minutes, Sam. Okay, let other people join. Okay, then.
All right.
Rohit or Pavan, can you please check with other participants, please?
Yeah, let me check.
Yeah. I guess Abhishek has joined.
Yeah, I think that's enough. You can start. One person was on leave, so I don't think she will
No problem. Yeah, fine.
can join.
Yeah. I request Pavan, request you to please start with your introduction. Sam is your trainer.
Yeah, Sham. So yeah, this my name is Pawan Kumar. Yeah, so I have around 6 years of experience working in the SAP SD,
Okay.
and I worked in the various projects regarding SD, and also I worked in IS retail also around 2 years. And yeah, currently we are working from the STL for the Adobe partner. So And regarding the migration, we need an S4HANA training. So S4HANA, because we are moving to migrated to S4HANA.
From ECC, right?
Yes, from ECC. Currently, we are using ECC on this.
Very good.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, go ahead. Help others.
Yeah. Rohit, go ahead, Rohit.
Yeah, hi. My name is Rohit, and I have 5 years of experience in SAP app. And currently, I'm working with the STL and the Adobe. So I'm trying to move out from the techno-functional. So that is the reason I have joined with this ST module as well. So it will be helpful for recently Adobe has started with the migration with the ECC to HANA. So it will be helpful for this training, I can say.
Very good.
Yeah. Naveen, go ahead, Naveen.
Yeah, hi, this is Naveen. 5 years of experience in SAP SD. Yeah, now I'm working with STL and Adobe.
Okay.
Abhishek, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. My name is Abhishek Mishra. So I have more than 5 years of experience in SAP SD and GTS. And I previously I worked with the TCS. Now TCS and uh, now I worked with the STL Digital for the partner Adobe. Yeah, that's it.
Very good. Anyone else left?
One more has to join, but today he didn't join it. Yes, Sam. Okay, you can go ahead. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Naveen. So let me introduce myself. I'm Sam, based on US East Coast. So I have around 20 years of experience working on the many modules, including SAP SD, which is my core module. And I have around 8 years experience working with the S4HANA. And basically, I went through the 2 end-to-end implementation and 1 rollout for S4HANA. Okay, particular on that. So I was like in HANA since beginning and gone through so many scenarios over there. And yeah, so I will be throughout of this session guiding you how you can, enhance your knowledge in S4HANA. And we'll start from a little bit technical because I'll give you the overview of the technical things since this is like more benefits they have technically, and then particular the SAP SD module, which you will see that a lot of changes has been made and there are a lot of benefits we are having in S4 HANA if we go ahead from the ECC. So that's the core benefits and advantages I will explain and show you in the system how you can use it for your upgrade or greenfield implementation, okay, or any rollouts. So that's my introduction. So let's talk about the S4 HANA. So the S4 HANA, we know that you guys are expert in working on the ECC. ECC is since many, many, many years. I started, when it was ECC 5, then it went to the 6. So it was a long back when I started. That time it was completely enhancement based. We had to have so many things. If you remember, there is an author called the Glenn C. Williams, 4.6b. So I started with that book. I don't know whether it's still this. That book used to be our Bible. Have you guys gone through that Glenn C. Williams book, particularly in ECC, or you may have heard? So we started like from there, and then we have seen the so many things in SAP. Okay, so the core functions, it went to the ECC, and now from ECC it went to S4 HANA. So there are a lot of changes in the S4 HANA. Okay, and ECC, you have worked through extensively, maybe for enhancement and data migration, data conversion, right? So we have to take a lot of developers' help. But here, these are ready-made solutions. A lot of things are obsolete in S4 HANA, which we are using in ECC. So that means these we are not using anymore. Okay, so now first few session I will explain you what are the technical things like technical architecture, and what are the benefits and why they went to the S4HANA from ECC. So I will show you some slides, and then definitely we will go to the system also. So it will be combination of technical explanation as well as functional. Okay, functional particular S4HANA, what they have, like, moved from ECC to S4HANA. So those things will be here. So let me show you the first. And I'm not going to explain you basic SAP SD, what is that, what is customer master item category, schedule line, right? All these things you guys are an expert. So we will focus on mainly on the new features which has been added in the S4HANA, as well as what the things has been obsoleted, okay, and what the features they have added here. Because you may have heard that some of the functions they have moved from SAP SD and move it to the FSCM. Okay, like credit management, settlement management, those are the different things. Like BP, you are using the customer masters. So these things are obsolete now. So how we are incorporating it, and when we are moving it from S4 ECC to S4 HANA, then how the technically it is incorporated so that your existing data is not compromised. So all this thing we will see that. So we'll explain some of the features of S4 HANA. So S4 HANA what? Basically it's in memory. You guys have heard that RAM is the temporary memory which has been allocated in the system, and from there it's access and it's immediately showing the results. So the same concept they have used for the S4 HANA. So S4 HANA, they have, they move some of the tables to the in memory, okay, and from there the analyticals or like, showing the reports, showing the data, it is taking it from there, from those tables, in memory tables. So how it works? So this is basically called the in memory strategy because it's held the information in the database. So what is the traditional way? Traditional way is, that all the information are held on the database. So we have a friend here who is in a web. So if we need to access any information, we have to go to the database table. Let's say we are creating any report, we are getting any data, okay, for any enhancement. So he has to write in a code to get the tables, get the information, and from there he will access that, right? Or we are doing some analyticals report, so we will get from the database table. So that is the traditional way. But here it's instead of the traditional way, okay, so it will take it from the in memory. So what it happens, it's basically the S4 HANA is capable of taking the information from the in memory, because most usable tables in the architecture we have moved it to the in memory rather than going to the database. And then from that in memory it goes to the database also. But most of the data it keep in memory, so that whenever we need to access the data, it take it over there. This is a little bit more technical things. Okay, so what is the benefit? Because if we have a high volume data, we have a big data concepts where we have millions of the records, right? And extracting the information from the millions of the records, then system go and search it. So it takes so much time. You may have seen throughout your career that some of the reports we are running it and then it showing the runtime error, right? So this is happening because it's a timeout. Sometimes data is so huge that system is just extracting a data and it is extracting, and then it's timeout, and then we get the error. So those are like sometimes we coded, and in the code the code goes into the loop, and the loop it's running, and then runtime error. So it happens a lot with the ECC. So that's what they are like, with the S4 HANA, this thing is highly avoidable because it's an in-memory database. So it's a lot of data and it's a high volume of data, then it can easily access the data from the in-memory and process that. Okay, so for the large volume of the data or the huge data is there, it is very easy for us to get the data because it's mostly in the in-memory. Okay, so that is one. And then it has some benefits also. So first of all, speed. When you have millions of the records and then system is going and reading one by one record to extract the data as per your expectation or as per your selection. Okay, so it takes a lot of time. But here it's a speed of reading and writing the primary characters in the memory data, which enable faster processing. Okay, so it's a very faster processing because it uses some portion of the CPU also there. It's capable of processing a data with the faster. And then basically it's also gives some kind of the instruction in the CPU. This is code technical, and then it says, okay, for route the data reading from this memory allocation. Okay, so system get it and then it goes directly to the in-memory data and then get it from there. So that's what it is, very, very fast. All right, so this is the another benefit because it's read on the column base. What is so basically traditional, there is a row base, okay, data reading and column base. We will see that. So traditional way, it is going to the row to row. So it is reading one row, then going to second row, third row. But in S4HANA, it goes to column based. Okay, that's what it's a very fast for the analyticals view and others. That's what in S4HANA you will see that we have a tile CDS and analyticals views also. Okay, in later on the trainings, that thing. So that's what it's a capable of processing a huge data in a very faster way. It has also some combined tools like you have heard, you know, the OLAP and OLTP. So these are online processing tools, okay, which basically we are using for the big data, like a large volume of the data for reading it and getting the analyticals like data warehouse, data lakes and all these things. So these tools we are using it in S4HANA technical architecture. So what it is doing, it is actually eliminate the unnecessary reading and redundant storage. Like some storage, it is not even been accessed or used for, let's say, months after months. Okay, then also our command, it is going and reading those storage or those data. So that is completely unnecessary. So what it will do, it will first read the most frequently usable and memory allocated data first. Okay, read that and gets that. So it will eliminate those kind of data which is not been used. Okay, so that is our technical architecture is been designed for the S4HANA. And digital footprints, so you have heard this thing so many times, maybe. So digital footprints, like it's for the, you know, it's reduce the data and it's basically compress the data for taking the space. Okay, so it does not need the much more maintenance, because if you have a big data and your programming is accessing more and more, so you need to have a more maintenance and you have prone to getting more and more error. So due to that, like architecture, it's a design in such a way that it is always getting the data from the in memories and show the result very fast. Okay, so that is basically in memory concept in the database. So we'll show you another one. So any question in memory concept?
As of now, no.
All right, let me show another, their architecture. So this is completely on the basis side and how that architecture has been designed. Okay, as I said that this is the in-memory data. Okay, it can be like, you know, deploy in the on-premises or on-demand. I'll show you another slides for the deployment method, because it has a 3 different deployment method, which is the core of its innovation. So it is like, you know, earlier we have the S4 like ECC server on premises. So company have their server they are maintaining, they are responsible for the maintenance, they are taking a backup, they are doing everything. Okay, so they were the owner and they are doing all the maintenance and everything. But when SAP come up with the innovations, like it's a on-premises or cloud, okay, public cloud or private cloud. So all this concept, it came out, and it is very easy and cost effective for the company also, because most of the responsibilities shared here. Some responsibilities with the customer, some responsibilities with the SAP itself. Okay, I will explain you what are the responsibility with the S4HANA. It has been shared, and what is the public cloud and private cloud concept. So here the S4HANA is the full capabilities of the hardware and increase to the application performance, because it's in memory. It is using the high-end CPUs, okay, and it is processing very fast. So it is increase the performance, and it's a reduce the cost of the ownership and enable the new scenarios and application. So that we will discuss that how it is going to be a cost effective, how it is a cost effective and reduce the complete ownership, because now it is shared. Okay, so as for HANA, we can build on any application that integrate with the business control, like BPT integrations. We can have our own logic. Okay, we can have our own database layers. Okay, it is built up on that. So it has with unprecedented performance. So performance is also very increased. Earlier, like that when we are designing something and data is used, then it takes so much time. So most of time you will get a complaint from the users and the business that, hey, we are running it and it's not showing properly, or it's taking too much time. So what we do, we basically run the report on the background, so that the user cannot see that it's executing, but generally it takes time. So with the S4HANA, this particular issue is gone. It's been eliminated. So as I told you that there is, in the architecture, there is two concepts. One is the row store and column store. So traditional, like in our normal database, SQL database or with the ECC, the concept is it's go and read the data on the row basis. So let me increase this one so that you can see the concept. Okay, so what is a row store? So the row store stores a sequence of the record that contains field of one row in a table. So basically we have a table we have designed like a row and columns. Like when you extract the data, it comes on the columns and row. So what the system reads here, system reads based on the rows. Okay, it goes and reads the one row and get the data as per our selection. So if we have, let's say, hundreds of the rows, and it goes first row here, then second row here, so it goes one by one. Okay, reads the data. Let's say here we in the selection screen we want to find out the sports. So it will first read entire row and gets whatever data we record, like sports here, household here. Then once it complete the entire row, let's say there is the total data is having 50,000. Then the first row, it will read the 50,000 entries. Then it will go and then read another 50,000 entries. Likewise, it do that in traditional. Okay, so that is the read structure of the traditional, like ECC and other system. So that is the row store. Now, what we are doing with the S4HANA, we are reading with the column based. Okay, so what is the column based store? So the column store is basically a part of S4HANA database that manages data in columnar way in S4HANA memory. So memory has been allocated where the data, because we just saw that in memory data is there. So in memory, data is stored in a column. Okay, not the row. So system will go and system will read it. The first it got the stores, then it will go like this. Compressions, it will compress the data and then we'll go here and search for the another column, then compress the data and then indexing. So our friend is here from the web. he knows very well that indexing is basically we are fine-tuning the database for the faster performance. Right, so that is what we are doing in traditional ECC also. We do the indexing the table so that the data read should be fast. But here in memory it is by default indexing. So we need not to do that. Okay, so that is the most benefit over here in column store. So column tables are stored in a common column store area in memory. The column store provide good performance for write operations. Okay, when it search and then it's write the operation, at the same time optimize and read the operation. So read, write and optimization, it's doing the same time. So when it do the same time, okay, so the performance is automatically enhanced and increased a lot. So that is the best way over here. So that's what the S4HANA in memory, it is reading the data, reading, writing and optimizing in column store. It's designed like that. Okay, so this is the architecture. Any question here for the architecture, column store and row store and benefits?
No.
All right. Okay, so now we will talk about some deployment. So these are like a small topic which is generally you cannot do in the system being a functional, but we should know that, okay, how the architecture and these things works in S4HANA. Okay, because it's a purely technical, our technical basis team, okay, they also cannot see that because it's behind the screen, the design is like that, complete systems. Okay, so this is designed like based on the performance and other things. But for us being a functional, we should understand that how the system works, how the architecture has been defined. That's it. That's the expectation from us. But in real time, like let's say you go for an implementation or rollout, this thing you will never do that. But for the general awareness, how it works, because how it works, we should know, because the product we are working, we should know about that. So that's what the functional person should know, the overview of that, how it works, what are the architecture. But you need not to stress that because it's purely technical based. All right. So let's talk about some roadmap. Okay, this is very important because now you will understand you are going to upgrade your system from ECC to S4HANA, right? And for the complete training, I will focus on that, how you can do this. So roadmap, will tell you. Let me increase this size. So there is some history of the S4HANA. We know that S4HANA introduced first in 2015. Okay, it was introduced at that time, and like there was not so much craze, but there was so much noise was there, and actually the people started benefit of the S4HANA end of 2016 and 17. Okay, and since then it became very popular. And just for your information, in end of 2025, SAP is going, I think 2025, yeah, end of 2025, SAP is going to stop the support of ECC. You guys know that? Anyone of you?
Yeah.
Yes, we are aware of it. Yeah.
So that's what the most of the customers who are in a ECC, they are rushing to go to S4HANA. And this is now high time for them to go to the S4HANA, because if they delay more, it will be more problematic. So that's what. Okay, and it is very good for us to learn the S4HANA, because going forward there will not be ECC, or maybe the clients who are still using the ECC, they will be out of SAP support. So they have to do their in-house support only. If there is something enhancement or other thing, they can do. But if there is a product issue, product related issues, they cannot raise or write to the SAP. Okay, so SAP will not support. They have to manage with themselves. So that is a high risk, red zone for the customers who are still in the ECC. So they have to move it to the S4HANA. So it was first introduction in the February 2015, and all the S4HANA versions received fundamental upgrades. So initially like introduced in 2015, and after that they are doing a multiple upgrades. Okay, multiple upgrades like 15.11 was the initial one in 2015, and then they are like releasing every yearly like 2 years 3 years wise they are releasing the latest version. So currently it's a 2020. Okay, so that's what, and they are upgrading it with the various area of the application such as finance, sourcing, procurement, manufacturing, supply chain. Okay, so they are incorporating more and more benefit and modules also. Okay, over here, latest features. So you will see throughout the training there are so many features they have added in particular SD area, right? So those area definitely you guys are an expert, but now in S4HANA it is slightly different. Concept is the same, but the way of doing the things is different. It's not the same way we are doing in the ECC. All right, so this is the different thing. So the first 5 annual updates, they were released between 15 to 19. Okay, so they generally give the 5 annual updates. So there is a 1 annual updates. You will see if it is in cloud system. Okay, so there is 6 months and 1 year. One is on premises and one is the cloud system. So they have the deployment based on that. Contain the number of the years in the month in which the update become available. For instance, SAP S4HANA 15.11 was became available in November 2015, and then okay, 16, 17, 18 they were releasing the annual updates. So whatever the changes they do, everything, and then in one go they are updating the system. So that was completely the SAP's responsibility. Like in our traditional, it is our responsibility, our basis team's responsibility to update the system and maintenance and other things. But as for HANA, they have given a multiple options. So we will talk about those options also. Okay, in deployment. So since 2020, SAP labeled the SAP S4HANA version only with the annotations, okay, of the yearly release. Hence, the additions are called SAP HANA S4 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So now they are releasing annual basis. So we have 2023, 24 is still not there. Okay, so they are releasing it. So what are the benefits of using that we have just learned about? That it's an improved business performance. Many businesses are there which needs the higher data processing, because like there is a sales support or sales guys and they are like over the call with the customers, or they are online doing it. So they need to provide the feedback or information immediately. So if they like their report or information processing will take a time, it will not suit to their business. Okay, so that's what it has an improved business performance, because it's giving the real-time information and faster processing of the transactions. Let's say we are create online sales. Okay, so concept is that we have a B2B portal like Amazon. Okay, in backend it calls the SAP. Okay, so customer, we have created a website through the API we have connected to the SAP, and customer is placing an order over there, and it calls my API and placing an order in the SAP. Okay, SAP, it gets the data. Okay, maybe through the iDocs or EDI, or we have the B2B RFCs. Through that information is coming. System is getting the data, processing it. Okay, and creating a sales order, generated a sales order number, and sending back to the website. And then customer gets the sales order number or order number in over there. Now let's see is our sales order creation. The transaction is slow. So customer place an order, enter, it went to our SAP, and now it is processing. So customer is waiting over there. Nowadays, no one wants to wait. No customer. So in the traditional ECC, if it is, and most of the time it takes a time, few seconds to minute. Okay. So due to the fast activities and others, most of the customers, they complain about the slowness. And this slowness does not suits to their business, because customer do not want to wait. Let's say you are placing order in India, it's called Snapdeal or some website. Okay, e-commerce websites are there, or Amazon. Okay, and you placed an order and it's immediately within seconds it's placed order, right? You get a confirmation. Let's say it's hang, like it's processing. So how frustrating it. The same thing happened with the corporate customer or customers, retail customers. So this S4HANA actually improve the performance because it's do the faster processing of the transactions. Real-time data processing, as we know, it's a real-time data processing, and if the management know the analytics, because the analytics, it goes to a multiple tables to get the data. Let's say you want a sales report. In the sales report, it's going to a multiple different tables in our logic. So it takes time, right? It goes there, do the multiple calculations, inbuilt calculation through the coding, and then it comes up with the result. So it takes a time. So but S4HANA, it's a real-time processing, and it's due to the in-memory, okay, it's getting the data and results very fast. And simplified data structure, that we will talk about, and I will show you in the system. There are certain tables which has been eliminated. Okay, so these tables are there, but it's still not in use. So we need not to go multiple tables for getting the data, particular in sales side. Okay, so that we will see. And sales side, they have like in the logic, we can easily bypass reading the multiple tables. Single table can provide us many data, which currently in ECC we have to go to multiple tables. Okay, that we will see. So the simplified data structure is there. There are some automate solution also, and you know that SAP is also using the adapted generative AI. Okay, so if this feature is enabled, definitely it is not here, but in real time you will see that if it is, you know, plug in, so you can task, okay, for this customer, what is the volume of the sales order, okay, how much is pending, like, you know, you are using chat GPT, correct? So inside that in SAP you can also use that, but it is within the SAP itself. It will not go and like in Google it checks a lot of billions of the data. It will check only your database and give you the results. Okay, so there is a lot of automations is there. Okay, BTP is there, and we can have the auto integrations, lot of things. Okay, so that is like doing automatically and providing us the data. Another very important is the role-based user experience. So that is the Fury app, and definitely we will see in Fury in our training. And that is everything is role-based. So if you remember in our ECC also, when we need to give a user authorization for the T code, we create a role, and under that role we assign it to the authorization of those T codes, right? So we have to create a role, and that. But in SAP S4HANA, there are multiples, hundreds of the roles are there, standard roles. And everything is driven by the roles. You will see that even your credit management, FD32 is eliminated. Everything is based on the role. Even we are maintaining company code data, right? We are maintaining sales area data. Because there is in a view, but it is now handled through the role in S4HANA. we can easily define that, okay, this we can select this roles, and based on that the data will be showing over there. So there are multiple things which you can see, and there is a, like, you can use it, the Fury app, based on the role. I will show you the standard library and how you can by yourself, without any technical help, you can get the role and you can assign it, and user will get those things access. Okay, so that is completely role based and very interesting. Security, compliance, and scalability. So that is definitely because they have like backup and DR, disaster recovery, system maintenance, and data protections. Okay, so SAP itself provide a lot of activities. So they take a lot of responsibilities, which we will see the deployment. So either we can, give it to the third party, or SAP can take that responsibility. So behalf of us, they maintain everything. Okay, so there is Amazon Web Services where we are hosting the systems or over the cloud. Nowadays, everyone is doing that. Okay, on premises, very few customers are keeping, because they have to keep a team, they have to have a hardware, they have to have a maintenance team. So it's a very costly. So SAP with the S4HANA come up with the several options. Okay, so that we will see, and it is very secure over there, and compliance and scalability also. So any question is here, the roadmap and benefits?
No.
All right, let me go to another one, deployment. So this one we will talk a little bit about, and then tomorrow we will start with the technical tables and in system itself. So today's my intention is to give you some overview about the S4HANA, what are its benefits, why it is different than the ECC, okay, and how it is useful for the organization and how they can adopt it. So basically we have deployment option. We have 3 deployment methods here, and I'll explain you one by one. So the first is S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. So this is a SaaS. So SaaS is a software, it's as a software, okay, system as a software. So basically it's a cloud based. So cloud based, what happened? This is basically, you have heard about Amazon Web Services, right? So this is basically, we are buying a space. They have their hardwares and everything, and just they allocate us in a space, and there we install our system and everything. So it is a common platform, and common platform, top of that we installed our system. Okay, and that is there. So let's say there is a, for example, there is a 1 GB. So 1 GB, there is a 10 customers. So 10 customers, there is a 100 Mbps is allocated to each customer. So every customer will do their activities in 100 Mbps. So that is there. But here no customer can see each other's data, because it's very secure. Okay, so that's what it's a public cloud based. So it is commonly used by the net new customers. So let's say you are the new customer, you are still in the premises, okay, using your own system, your own hardware, and now you are moving it to the cloud. So it is for that. And the customer want a full public cloud approach with the regular updates that includes new configuration and new software. That means from scratch. They want S4HANA from the scratch, they want to use it. So this is completely the new implementation. Okay, completely new implementation. This is a SaaS public cloud offering, also used to subsidize alongside SAP on premises implementation. So what is the infrastructure? Infrastructure is public cloud shared with the other customer. and hosted and operated by SAP only. So what happened, as I explained you, there is a 1 GB space and 10 customer. Each customer, they have allocated a 100 MB, or based on how much customer is needed, the data size, they allocated it. But entire application and hosting and maintenance and everything is done by the SAP itself. SAP is taking a responsibility. They do everything, maintenance and everything. Okay, we are just doing our transactions. Okay, like we have a team who are moving the TRs, transport request and other basis thing, but SAP is responsible for the data maintenance, DR, recovery, data, okay, and backups and other things. They are doing the hosting, operated, everything they are doing. License, so a subscription for the software as a service, okay, SaaS, which is software as a service, available on Rise with the SAP or for new customer in the mid market through the Grow in SAP. So basically, I don't know whether you guys are going through the Rise. So nowadays it's a Rise with the SAP. We are using it. Okay, so that is the license based. Upgrades, how they are upgrading it, managed by the SAP. I was told that this is completely managed by SAP. They do the upgrade, they do everything. Fixed and mandatory configuration and software. Okay, so they do the configuration, like they make the infrastructure available, their system available, everything. Okay, available. So that is done by the SAP. Software installation and everything, they do that. The upgrade of configuration is unique to the public cloud edition. So they have a multiple edition, and this upgrade and configuration, it's based on the public cloud, because they do such kind of configuration that the data cannot be shared, okay, or it cannot be leaked to each other, and everyone's data is secured in a common platform. And there the SAP is also helping us for the testing and other stuff, okay, regression testing, that okay, it is a secure and other stuff when they are hosting it. So implementation, it is greenfield only, like new implementation, we are using it. So next one is the S4HANA private edition. So far we have seen the public edition. Now this is the private edition. What is the difference? This has advantage of the cloud, same like the cloud one, okay, previous one, with the scope and flexibility of on-premises solution. So it is also flexibility that whether we can have a cloud or on-premises. Existing SAP or ECC customer can move to the private cloud using a system conversion and retain their configuration and extension. So that is for like upgrades. Okay, they can move it with their existing configuration, because when you are upgrading it, you want your existing configuration to be there, not from scrap everything and start from the new implementation, right? So you want to move up all your mapping to S4HANA, your configuration will be intact, and then you will use the benefit of the new features. Okay, so it will be intact and retained. Has this standardized infrastructure process, SLAs, everything is in place. Everything is standardized, is infrastructure and everything is standardized for us. Infrastructure, dedicated landscape on the cloud infrastructure operated by SAP and running at hyperscale. Like it will be run on the AWS. So this is where you guys will go, most probably. Okay, you will have your own like hostings vendors like Microsoft Azure or AWS, wherever you are hosting your database. SAP will help you for migrations. Okay, so now you can give a contact to the SAP for hosting, managing and everything for you, okay, for your companies, everything, and SAP will take care of that. And then support and maintenance, like functional you can use any vendor like Cognizant, IBM, or any other company. But generally for hosting and other stuff, it will be done by the SAP. And you can choose your like whichever platform you want to use it. So that is the private edition. So what are the licensing? So it's a soft subscription for the software, but not the SaaS. Okay. Upgrade available like on premises, but you can choose your own speed. You can, it's a on, like, you know, it is like on premises, but you can choose when you want to upgrade your system. The customer must manage the upgrade process. So you, like, it's a customer's responsibility to manage the upgrade process, where whenever they are like comfortable, they can upgrade it, but they have to be responsible. SAP does specific technical aspects of the upgrades only. So technical architecture and other things will take care by the SAP. So this is again the greenfield only, new implementation, system conversion, and selective data transition. So we will again do the system conversion, like, you know, the system conversion, because we are moving from ECC to S4HANA. So they will do the system conversion, your data migration and other stuff. They will do that. And the last is SAP S4HANA on premises by the SAP. So on premises, like where your company, you are implementing, like you are installing your system on premises, you are keeping your servers, but it is done by the SAP. They manage it. And on premises solution with the individual or private hardware and infrastructure hosted by SAP itself, or a hyperscale, like your support scale. So this is not the cloud based, it's on premises, but again, it will be managed by the SAP. Infrastructure management is delegated to SAP with flexible service offering. So they are offering, they are coming with the different offers, like this and that, so many offers. This can be used for combination of the solution that are not available for the S4HANA cloud or private edition. So they can customize, okay, we want this and this and this concept. So there are the multiple options. Okay, it can be tailor-made or customized, and then based on your requirement, you can ask that. Infrastructure, customer specific landscape on SAP HANA Enterprise Cloud HEC in SAP data center or the hyperscaler. So it is customer specific landscape, because it's on premises, whatever the customer want, they can take it, okay, with the tailor-made solution. License, again, the infrastructure subscription, they have to subscribe for the entire infrastructure, because it is on premises, okay, handled by the SAP. So they have to give everything to the SAP for take care, and they have to take the infrastructure subscription. Upgrades, you choose your own speed of the adoption of software upgrades, like whichever time you want to upgrade it. It is not the fixed time like in cloud version, where yearly or 6 month SAP will upgrade the system. Okay, it's not that. It's a client's, based on the client's desire when they want to upgrade the system. Implementation, so it is again the new, it can be a new implementation, system conversion, or selected data transition. Some portion of the data we can move it. We can do the system conversion, that is your upgrade ECC to S4HANA, or from scratch, new implementation. So this is fully IMG based configuration, fit to a standard approach, and explore the phases. So it is like we go for the IMG, and there we are doing a configuration and other things, because it is on premises, right? So that is based on the configuration here. So this is some deployment options which SAP is offering. Okay, so nowadays, whenever we went for we go for the S4HANA implementation or upgrades, SAP is involved, because basically they offer their infrastructure to be used, because they hosted and they come up with the many offerings. Okay, and here, like there the multiple parties can be involved. So let's say the customer, I want to move, my company want to move from ECC to S4HANA. So here SAP will be involved, because they are offering, okay, you are going to private cloud or public cloud, where I will support everything, I will host and everything. So SAP is involved, and then your vendor, let's say Cognizant, IBM, who will manage your configuration and other stuff, functional consultants and technical consultants like IT vendors, SAP and customer. So nowadays, like that, it is happening. Okay. So this is the one for S4HANA. So now tomorrow we will see in the system about the actual SD. Okay. What are the changes has been made? What are the basic, SAP has changed it in the transaction data, and what the things they have removed it so that it is simplified in SAP for the data access, transactions, and analytical views. So that we will see tomorrow in the system. So hope that all of you have the system access also, and you can do the practice. All right. Any question?
For the system access, we'll get it from the team.
I think you just talk to Naveen, okay, about the system access, and definitely you need a system, because once we go into the S4HANA, you will see a lot of new things, right? A lot of excitement things. You will have a curiosity because you are the SD guys, and definitely you guys will correlate the thing very easily. The only thing, the screen is changed. The way we are doing in ECC, it is different, and we are doing differently in S4HANA. But concept and everything is same. Right. So it will not take much time for you guys to grasp, grasp it. Easily you can. All of you can easily do that. But only thing you need to do at least some practice. Then you guys will be master in this.
Sure.
All right, guys. So we will meet tomorrow, same time. Okay. And ensure that if you have a system access, it will be good. But if you get in 1 or 2 days, then also it is good. Okay. All right, friends. Then see you tomorrow, same time.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah, please.
But can we have the summary of the topics which we are going to take?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Definitely.
So yeah, if you can share in the chat or maybe by tomorrow, then
Tomorrow, definitely, I will share. So all this thing, it is a summary of the trainings which are there, and I will share tomorrow. Okay, one slide will be there, and it will have all the topics. Okay.
And one more thing, can we get the recordings of it?
Of course. So you can get it, but please talk to Naveen or ExpertSoft. They always record the session, and they provide.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question from any other friend? If no, then we will meet tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your time. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.